special needs and charities and $250 million over its course. And we've been focusing now locally on solving the digital divide. We've committed $5 billion through 2030 to get about 25 million more people onto the internet. And that's
the perfect drive after a long walk. Welcome to Genesis.
Ultra thin, high strength titanium. Alright, so this is my adventure here on February 15th, 2026, as I'm driving through the orange groves of Central Florida, not knowing where I really am. So, driving from the Saddlebrick Resort, Wesley Chapel, Florida, leaving the PTR International Rackets Conference, and getting on Route 60, which I believe is around Lakeland, Florida, and drove through Lake Wales, Florida, which is exactly 1 hour from Vero Beach. So I was 1 hour from being home, and just as I stopped off in Lake Wales for a little bit just to look around, drove a little bit outside of Lake Wales, and I had seen this huge plume of black smoke, and there was, very clearly a brush fire. And as we drew closer and closer to the brush fire, the traffic backed up. And I did look on Twitter/X, and it did seem as though I did see a post that there was a traffic accident, and as well, and was sitting in bumper-to-bumper traffic, and I saw many emergency vehicles driving by, not only fire trucks, but a couple of ambulances too, which is not a good sign. Oh, look at that beautiful scene there, huh? Can you see that? Yeah, so there were some ambulances. It was bumper to bumper traffic, and my car started to overheat, so I had to have the heat blaring to get the heat out of the engine. And I wasn't really sure what to do. Just kind of plow through. Just wait until I got closer. And then they did close off the road, so that must mean that somebody was hurt. This again, another nice just after sunset view here in the orange fields in the middle of Florida. So I had to get off the exit just because I couldn't stand just waiting. And certainly if there's an accident where somebody has been killed,
sign, turn left.
Okay, there was some progress here. You just don't know how long the traffic's going to be backed up. So, it could be hours. It already was about an hour that I was sitting in that bumper traffic. So I decided, okay, I'm going to get off the road.
At the stop sign, turn left onto County Road 17A.
Okay.
Then keep right onto truck route.
Okay, there we go, on a truck route. No doubt, orange truck route. With all these orange tree groves here, which you can see in the background here. I looked on the map, and just down the road was the town of Frostproof, which I wanted to check out. I mean, just a fun named town. You can see the video there. There's other reasons why I thought it was interesting. Okay, I better stop here. Is that a stop sign? And so I stopped off at Frostproof, walked around, talked to a few people, talked to a police officer who told me about, that there's the big fire by the River Ranch area.
Keep right onto truck route.
Keep right onto truck route. So then I got on the road, and then I just plugged in.
2 miles, turn left onto East Cornell Street.
Okay, East Cornell Street. I plugged in the, how I could get from Frostproof to Vero Beach, and it said there's a route, but it would take 2 hours to get there. So I went from being an hour from Vero Beach to being 2 hours from Vero Beach. So that sucked. And then all of a sudden I got an autocorrect or a correct, and they said, oh, actually, if you want to take a faster route, we'll save 40 minutes off your drive. So I was like, okay, I'll do that. So I'm driving through suburban Frostproof, and then I actually saw the cop speed ahead of me, so I wasn't sure what that was all about. The cop that I had spoken to in Frostproof sped ahead of me, and then sure enough, as I'm driving, the road was closed. He had closed down the road, and then I stopped and I talked to him, and he said, yeah, that fire is, bad. We're keeping people away. We're closing the roads. So I was like, I don't know how to get home because, the Google Maps are telling me places to go, where the fastest place to go, but the roads are closed because of the fire. So he said, drive to Sebring, and then from Sebring, go to Yeehaw Junction. So I'm now en route to Sebring, Florida, which I don't know much about Sebring, Florida. However, I kind of remember some players in the 1980s listing, some tennis players in the U.S. Open listing their residence as Sebring, Florida. And I don't know, I'm not sure if it was Jimmy Connors or maybe Robert Seguso. I don't know if there was was there an academy there? Was there a resort there? I'm going to have to Google that a little more now that I'm becoming a little more familiar with Sebring, Florida. So anyway, it says that I will be in Sebring, Florida at 6:41 p.m. and it is 6:28 p.m. and the sun is setting.
At the next stop sign, turn left.
Okay, so I'm going to turn left onto East Cornell Street. So anyway, that's the adventure. May just document this for fun, for memories. Some people might find it interesting, some people not. But anyway, that's the latest. Okay, I am right now in downtown Sebring, Florida.
At the roundabout, take the 4th exit onto South Commerce Avenue.
There you go. God, this is actually a nice little town here. Little cafes. Oh wow, look at this little roundabout here. Oh my gosh. See the oh wow, this is, I'm gonna have to get out here. This is really nice. I'm getting out of here. I'm gonna figure out where I have to go next. Yeah, here I just took a little tour around Sebring, Florida here, downtown. It's beautiful with a little square here. We're playing some old 50s music. I feel like I'm in the 1950s. They got this beautiful square, beautiful hotel, a couple great restaurants, classic theater there, great architecture. You got moss from the trees. I mean, this place is really great. Okay, so now I got to find out how to get to Yeehaw Junction and get myself back to Vero Beach. Long day. Okay, just walked around Sebring, Florida, and I put on the GPS or on the Google Maps to go to Yeehaw Junction, and unfortunately it's an hour and 15-minute drive, and it's probably through, you know, more rural Florida at night, which is not
At the light,
great.
turn left onto Kenilworth Boulevard.
Here we go, turn on the left on Kenilworth Boulevard. Okay, here we go. There's another nice little restaurant there, it seems.
In 5.8 miles,
Back Alley
turn right
Bar and
onto
Grill.
Airport Road.
Welcome to downtown something. So anyway, the reason why I left, Tampa, you know, Wesley Chapel, the PTR conference, I left about 2 because I was like, I don't want to drive at night. I don't like driving at night. So, you know, here we are. Going to be driving at night through very rural Florida. So, all right.
Railroad crossing ahead.
Railroad crossing ahead. All right, so we'll give you an update when we get to Yeehaw Junction. All right, I just passed the Sebring Airport, which has got to be a private airport. But anyway, that's the latest. Just passed through the town of Lorida, Florida. All right, just crossed over the Kissimmee River, and I'm now in Okeechobee County. All right, so that truck that was in front of me for a while went off in another direction. So this is now my view in rural Florida en route to Yeehaw Junction. I'm about a half hour away from Yeehaw Junction and about an hour from Vero Beach. So it's too dark to see what's to the left and to the right, whether there's orange groves or cow pastures with cows. There's something that says cattle for sale right there, so it must be cattle ground. But too bad it's dark, so I can't see what's to the left and to the right. Every once in a while, I will see a house with some lights, etc. Ooh, what's that? It's a car pulled over. Glad it's not me.
In about 4 miles, turn right onto Northeast 224th Street.
All right, that looks like it was a fire station, and there were fire trucks that had their lights on, so they were probably helping out with that brush fire.
For about 15 miles, continue straight.
I just passed a place called the Pine Creek Sporting Club. So I'm going to have to Google that. What's that all about? And now I also just passed a place called the Quail Creek Sporting Ranch. So this must be kind of an area where there's a lot of hunting or skeet shooting or something like that. So another thing I'm going to have to Google. So it just programmed in to my Google Maps my address in Vero Beach to see if there was a shorter way and that I didn't have to go through Yeehaw Junction. And sure enough, they are taking me to a more direct route to Vero Beach, not through Yeehaw Junction. So I think I'm saving myself a little time. I have no idea where I am in the middle of Florida, but I just scrolled the Google Maps and it's going left and then going right and then going straight, and then sure enough it takes me to my address. So kudos to Google Maps.
Turn left onto Minute Maid Road.
Okay, this is what's bad about Google Maps. They're telling me to go down this dirt road for 10 miles, residents only, FBL contractors. Oh boy, I'm lost. Okay, now it's telling me to go about 10 miles north on this road that I was on before, and I'll connect with 95 North, which is a lot more of an established road than that one they wanted me to go down. Jeez.
At the light, use the left 2 lanes to merge onto I-95 North toward Daytona Beach. Turn left.
All right, so I'm just pulling onto State Road 60 4 hours after I was last on this road, when I was only an hour
Stay in the
from
middle 3 lanes.
Vero Beach. I was an hour away from being home.
In about 2 miles, turn right onto 74th Avenue.
Okay, we can turn that off. So 4 hours ago, I was on this road, State Road 60. I was an hour away from my house. The brush fire and the accident caused me to have to take this reroute through rural Florida. So here I am. It's a trip that should have taken me a little over 2.5 hours is now taking me 6 hours. About 6.5 hours. But it was pretty interesting and pretty fun to drive through and check out some towns like Frostproof, Florida, and Sebring, Florida. And before I got into this trouble, I stopped off in Lake Wales, Florida. And I'm posting videos about all 3 of those visits on this YouTube channel. But that was kind of fun, and it wasn't terrible. The roads weren't so bad. I don't like driving at night, particularly in rural areas, but it wasn't that bad. The roads were good. I'm not tired. So yeah, just kind of a interesting adventure, and I feel for the people that were involved in the car accident. Hopefully everybody's okay or will be okay. And hopefully that fire didn't ruin anybody's house or business or infrastructure or orange inventory or cattle inventory, etc. So anyway, glad to be home, safe and sound, and had a little adventure on this Sunday, February 15th, 2026. Thanks for watching.